Before we get to the massive NXT Heatwave show we've just seen, guys, there's a lot to talk about for Raw tomorrow that I've got to mention. Tomorrow, Liv and Dom tag team together against Ray and Zelina. That's going to be interesting. A lot of speculation. Could this be where Rhea Ripley returns? Like, Dominic's going to be working with Liv Morgan. What a perfect opportunity to catch Dom out, you know what I mean? So could Rhea be there tomorrow? We'll find out, obviously, on Raw. But we also heard from the Wyatt Six today, and we kind of have an idea, we think, about what's coming next. They tweeted out this, a load of numbers, we'll come back to those, and this picture. Now, you've got to look very hard to actually make out what the image is, but when you invert the colours, it's a lot more obvious. It's Eric Rowan. So obviously, we haven't seen Eric Rowan actually shown yet. Obviously, he's there playing the rabbit, but a lot of people now speculating, could Eric Rowan be the next one to be interviewed? Potentially. The numbers translate into text, and obviously when you do that, it comes are sick. So it is asking the question. There is a question mark there. So it does sound like something either Uncle Howdy would say, maybe even the rabbit would say to Eric Rowan. So we'll find out on Raw tomorrow. I think Eric Rowan's interview will be really interesting because you've got a lot that obviously is going to be brought up there. And we've also got the Jey Uso Chad Gable match. Now, this is probably where we'd most likely see the Wyatt Six either deliver the videotape or go on a rampage and attack one of these two. So we'll find out tomorrow on Raw. With what happened between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk at Money in the Bank and Drew losing it after the show on the post-show, Adam Pearce has announced that Drew McIntyre is suspended indefinitely. But while Drew McIntyre was on his rampage last night, someone who escaped Rampage, CM Punk, would be backstage meeting up with John Cena. That's pretty cool. At Money in the Bank as well, you know, if you know, you know. And of course, it just adds a question, doesn't it? Do you want to see Cena and Punk one more time in Cena's last year in WWE in 2025? That would be cool, wouldn't it? But this is things you might have missed from NXT Heatwave. Make sure you've hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. The NXT Championship was the main event tonight, Fatal 4-Way, but one thing I learned was for sure, I do not trust that referee. Look at him! Oh my god, look at the way he's staring down the wrestlers! You know he's going to turn one day and he's going to be the next NXT World Champion, don't you? The match was absolutely incredible. Great Fatal 4-Way. That spot from Javon where he dived over the rope from the corner, literally landed on Trick through the barricade. I don't think we've ever seen that. And just look at the height Javon Evans got here to hit this cutter on Ethan Page. Dude is bouncy. He's insane. And that spot where Trick threw Javon out of the ring through the announce table, getting a rest in peace chant from the crowd. When was the last time you heard a rest in peace chant? Just nuts. But it would be the Trick shot from Trick knocking Ethan onto Javon, and then Shawn Spears pulling Trick out of the ring, allowing Ethan Page, who was unconscious, to win the NXT Championship. Ethan Page wins. This is insane. Genuinely insane. What a unique way to change the title. Trick Williams would be pissed. This isn't his last rodeo. Automatic rematch has to happen, especially with the way he lost. But the news, Ethan Page is the new world champion of NXT. But the talking point, right at the end, just for a second, was Joe Hendry. Is Joe Hendry about to come for the NXT title? I don't know. Find out Tuesday, I guess. But do you believe? It was David versus Goliath in the opening match of NXT tonight as Obafemi took on Wesley. Wesley, though, I bet he wishes he brought his slingshot because it was Obafemi obliterating him through the match. Wesley coming back with counter after counter, but it wasn't enough. A sit-out powerbomb by Obafemi to retain the North American Championship. Who is the person, though, to beat Obafemi? This guy is unstoppable. And that was Wesley's last chance at the North American Championship. I don't know who it could be, genuinely. A lot of people wondering, is Wesley now ready for the main roster? Potentially there's a call-up in his future. Maybe they move him into the NXT World title scene. The Women's North American Championship was on the line next as Kalani Jordan took on Sol Ruka in a match where both women left everything out in that ring. Two friends battling each other. That's what the story was. It was a poison Rana from Kalani Jordan from the top rope, hitting the split-legged moonsault to pick up the win clean. There was some speculation going into this match with how Kalani Jordan wanted to retain it, etc., that Kalani may have turned heel. Despite the fact we saw some frustration from Kalani during the match, no heel turn, although after the match when Sol Ruka was behind her, I was wondering if Sol was going to turn. She didn't. But seriously though, how good is it that NXT now has the Women's North American Championship? Genuinely, it adds another layer to a story where, okay, you could have told a story where two friends are battling out to see who's better and stuff like that, but with a belt on the line, it just means more, you know? And I really like that. And it just goes to show the main roster needs to play catch up fast. We need Women's Intercontinental or United States Championship or even something brand new for them. They need that exposure. It's so good. Chase U would take on Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Time to give such great movements tonight in the match. He had a nice flurry where he was like dominating both Nathan and Axiom, which was kind of cool to see. And I have to mention that Canadian Destroyer from Andre Chase to Axiom. Oh my God, that got the crowd so riled up, rightfully so as well. This match just stayed at top level the entire time. Prior to the match, though, we'd find out that Nathan Frazier turned up very late to the arena, again implying he's not taking the tag team scene very seriously. And during the match, well, we'd see things fall apart between Nathan and Axiom. At one point, Nathan Frazier hitting Axiom with a super kick by mistake, but they did gel and they did get back on the same page to retain the tag team championships. Question now for Chase U. Did they make the right call by leaving Ridge Holland in the United States? Not bringing Ridge Holland to Toronto for the show. Obviously, did that hurt them? Ridge was the reason they won the number one contender spot because he cheated. Could Chase U now embrace the dark side a little bit more? It worked the last time. We found out tonight the next big NXT show will actually be during an NXT event. It will be the Great American Bash. It is a Tuesday special. If you're in the United States, it's on Sci-Fi, not the USA Network. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if it's like a programming clash thing, but it will be the Tuesday after SummerSlam. That's pretty cool. Lola Vice challenged Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship tonight, and they delivered a hell of a match. Obviously, they built this match really well. Tonight, it would be frustration for Roxanne Perez as she tried to put away Lola. Lola backhanding the ring post so powerfully it broke the LEDs. That's a visual, isn't it? Roxanne Perez would then target the arm of Lola Vice, and when Roxanne did suffer the backhand from Lola, Roxanne would luckily fall to the outside. Roxanne would snap, delivering a thunderous pop rocks on the announce table that didn't break. And when a crossface didn't work, it would be a trio of pop rocks in the ring, including the second one being a bit botched. I think she was actually going for two and then decided to do a third to make the final move look great. So instead of focusing on the negative, we'll definitely go with the positive that she was able to think on the fly and make the end really good. Solid match, genuinely one of my favourite matches tonight. Roxanne Perez retaining the NXT Women's Championship, and they asked the question, who is going to get on Roxanne's level? Now, I've said all along I think it's going to be waiting until Cora Jade returns, but obviously the big speculation is Julia. Could we see Julia in NXT soon? Don't know. Solid show tonight. Love the ending of the main event. Really, really class. For me, 9 out of 10 is very fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, never miss an upload. We'll be back here for Raw tomorrow, so don't miss that. See you next time. Peace!